Hello everyone, and welcome back to Varigata Gaming, the channel where I take a dip into the newest demos from across the world. Today I want to introduce you to Barebone Studio, a team of 7 who are currently producing a sci-fi thriller as their first ever game. Let's dive in to the minds beneath us. Barebone Studio started development of their first title in 2020. Based in Taiwan, they are a team of only 7 people creating a thriller adventure game. Set in a futuristic Asian city, Minds Beneath Us sees you take control of a man locked in a hospital ward with a young protege. You must use clues from your environment to piece together who you are, where you are, and why you are locked in. What did you do? Why does your companion have so many injuries? Why is the door made of military-grade alloy? As you move around the confines of the ward, you begin to realise your situation is a lot more complicated than you could possibly have imagined. Minds Beneath Us has a very interesting base concept in that your mind appears to be trapped in the body of a completely different person. This demo doesn't really give much away beyond that premise, which I absolutely love. It's intriguing, and I really look forward to finding out how this happened. So far, through my demo playthrough, I've found the themes throughout this game include neon cities, complete loss of control, shady organisations, criminal masterminds, gang leaders, mentors, body horror, and experimentation. Fun for all the family. So there are 2 stories in this demo. In the first, you play as an older gent who appears to be in trouble after a not very above board meeting. The other person stuck with you is a younger man who tries to encourage you to help them both escape the ward in which you are stuck, as unfortunately he is too injured to do a lot himself. You question him about your circumstances and try to get him to expose details about what you were up to before you were caught. But if you already know him and you already knew what was happening, why would you need to do that? Both of your suspicions and your hackles are raised throughout multiple exchanges, during which you choose the best speech option in the moment. Sometimes these options cause friction, sometimes joy as you attempt to both calm and encourage your mentee. The grizzled older mentor versus younger upstart provided a nice bit of personality to proceedings. I really hope that we get to play through the actual car chase that led to their predicament in the full release, as I think that would be really fun. So unfortunately your escape attempts don't really work. It all goes a bit Pete Tong. An actual legitimate evil lair is unveiled. Your escapes they unexpectedly reveals deeper monsters that exist within yourself that you didn't even know were there. A terrifying figure glitches in the background, and a nightmarish spectacle evolves before your very eyes. Let's sit back, cling on, and see what happens next. The second tale involves you waking up in a dark flat as an entirely different man. You and your girlfriend are getting ready to leave for work, and you need to assist her with some tasks around the rooms. You explore the flat, have a bit of an altercation with the neighbour, find an item your girlfriend wants, and find out some stuff about yourself in the process. Because you do not know who you are or whose body you have just woken up in. This story was altogether calmer than the first one, although I did spend ages on the edge of my seat, expecting something terrible to happen. In this story, you get a bit more background into the day-to-day life of people who live in an AI-controlled, fully automated city. Your phone can predict your every move. Hulking ships cruise directly next to narrow streets, and you cannot even rely on the buses to turn up on time. AI decides which areas of the city need a bus the most, which I thought was a good update to the more expected line that AI would make everything run smoothly, equally everywhere. If another borough or district needs a bus more than yours does, then tough luck, you ain't getting one. They do have a floating hairdryer though, which I quite like. Frances, your girlfriend, was one of my favourite parts of this story. She is driven, hard-working, respected, very sweet, and I really desperately hope nothing bad happens to her. I would love to know how many bodies you can jump through in the full release. Well, no, I mean, I don't, because I hate spoilers, but I mean, it would be great. I'm saying it would be great if we could. In the full release, I'd love it if we could flow between multiple people and multiple stories. So anyway, after playing this demo for about an hour, these are my pros and cons. For pros, I loved the morals of the human characters. Despite clearly being flawed, they had strong ideas about right and wrong in the context of what was needed for their situations. Choices seem to matter, and the NPCs are fleshed out. These NPCs give subtle details, which you need to remember to answer questions correctly, and you also need to pay attention to their tone, so not just what they are saying, but how they are saying it. The body hopping is really interesting, and I always love a good shadowy organisation to bring to its knees. The art and backgrounds were they were lovely, very detailed and very well put together. The people were very simply designed, but you still get a sense of who they are. The motion was smooth when moving around a scene or when interacting or completing actions. But I really particularly loved the backgrounds. Just walking through the streets, which I'll show in a minute, that was an absolute joy as you tried to catch all the features of the shops or the minutiae of daily life happening all around you. I do have a couple of cons, unfortunately. There were some spelling errors or grammar errors, but that's a bit picky on my part, I think. It's early days, it's a demo, these things can be fixed easily before a full launch. The more major con I had was that there were some instances where I expected actions to be completed automatically or smoothly, because in the moment that made more sense. Whereas in actuality you have to really be ready to click a lot. I mean, I suppose that's just a part of these types of games, but there were a few instances where I thought I would really appreciate it if this just flowed, please. But otherwise I think these cons are really minor, compared to everything else. It's very good. I'm really impressed, and I absolutely would recommend. Minds Beneath Us features lifelike characters with a good bit of personality, enough mystery to make me want more, and all this provided by an indie studio creating story-fueled games with high-quality artwork. I'm really excited for the full game to release, and I hope you are too. The end of our demo takes us into the mean streets, where you can admire the towering, faceless skyscrapers and massive transport ships which utterly dwarf the humans on the ground. Let's take a stroll. Thank you ever so much for watching. I am Variegata. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy indie games or RPGs or reviews or demos, and I will see you when I see you. Bye!